Went from condos to Pop's house, on calls now bus routes, and the one person who had the key to my heart took it and checked out.
What up, what up? It's your boy Paul P. I serve God. I'm not God. This is just my opinion. And welcome to another episode of the Nothin to Somethin podcast. So today, man, I told y'all we got a special one for you guys. Today, I am sitting here with a well-respected man, not just in the streets, but in the industry. A man who is an OG of LA, and a man who helped some of the biggest artists in the industry get their first break in music. The one and only Big U.
What's up, young fella?
What's up, OG?
You be sitting there.
Man, how you doing today?
I'm all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Good day. Wasn't too much traffic getting here.
Man, that's a beautiful day in LA. We know that for real. So here on the Nothin to Somethin podcast, we like to get your Nothin to Somethin story, for, your first time being here and everything like that. So let's start from the beginning. So you from LA, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Originated from here.
Okay. And you grew up in LA and eventually moved to Arlington, like the Arlington Gardens area, right?
Nah, Slauson, Arlington.
Okay, Slauson and Arlington.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what was like your childhood like growing up in that area?
I mean, the basic like everybody else. We grew up. I was born on 81st and Hoover. Then we moved. Family migrated west. Okay. I was like everybody else. We grew up at Van Ness Park. By the time we got to Van Ness Park, it was more family. You know what I'm saying? Like we was at the swimming pool. We grew up in Van Ness Park swimming. Late at night, hopping the gate, swimming at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much like everybody else. You know what I mean? We went to Devil's Dip, riding motorcycles. Went to Kmart, Zodi's at that time. I think it was called Kmart. Riding motorcycles. Riding our bikes on the dirt and all that.
Dope.
And then, the world hit after that.
Man.
After about 81, 82, when we started going to high school, the world hit.
Man.
That's when Crippin' came and gangbanging came, 79, 80. It really hit us. It was already here, but it hit us in a different kind of way after that. And so life kind of changed after that. It's no more, what they say, the age of innocence is over.
Yeah.
And so you go from there. And if you ever, it's crazy because I always quote this song. OSBS has a song, and it tells the Arlington story. It tells our real life. I can't remember the damn name of the song, but it's the story of the AG, how we was young, and then after 79, gangs hit. 81, friend of ours got killed, and then the streets got real. You know what I mean? Wasn't no more riding bikes and not having it.
Yeah.
So it changed.
Wow.
We didn't change, the streets changed us.
Wow. So did you grow up with
what was the name of that song? It's a struggle. It's a struggle by OSBS.
Okay.
And that song is the first song I'm actually really talking on or speaking on, and it tells the story. And it's a real prominent story. It's like one of the best songs I like that I ever been a part of producing because it tells the AG story.
Yeah. And this was a joint that was in the 80s?
No, this song came out like 2 years ago.
Oh,
it was by my group OSBS.
Oh, gotcha.
But it tells the story. It tells our story. I want to do a whole movie to that song.
Wow. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. So did you grow up with both parents in the household, or?
No.
Okay.
My mother primarily raised us. I knew of my father, but I didn't really actually deal with him until I was like 16. He came and got me out of Central Juvenile Hall.
Yeah.
So I met him maybe once or twice before that because he lived in Chicago.
Gotcha.
So my mother really raised me with 4 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And when it was a struggle to eat, you know what I mean, we went to go get it. My mother was a prideful woman. Like she didn't want to do welfare. She didn't want to be known as the black woman on welfare. So she worked. She was very smart. She was one of the only ones out of her brothers and sisters allowed to go to college. So I mean, they went to school and made it through college. So she was very prideful and smart.
That's dope, man. I definitely know how it is to, have a mother, raise us. My mother, she was a hardworking mother as well. Struggled in the beginning, but went back to school, got her nursing degree, grew up in Watts. So, I definitely know about that LA struggle with a single mother. So that's what's up, man. So you also, growing up, you had a uncle, which was your mother's brother. And he was a huge influence on you as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that relationship.
My mother had 10 brothers. Wow. She had 10 brothers. She had 10 brothers, 2 sisters. So I had multiple uncles who had major influence on us. I don't know which one you may be referring to. I might think you were talking about Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill.
We call him D. His real name is William D. Shelton. Okay. But he was the structure to the family. Like he moved when he moved off the Hoovers and moved to Arlington, he bought a duplex. So that became the place we all met, communed. We had the family gatherings. We was there. We'd be from across the street from Van Ness Park, and we'd go over there, walk from there, walk back and forth. So at least once a week, the family would check in through my Uncle Bill's house.
Wow.
And so, 10 brothers and sisters moving in and out. At any given time, somebody lived with him. Wow. You know what I mean? Like us and our families, whoever else, aunties, cousins, somebody. At some point, everybody lived in his house.
Wow.
So that really kind of like how I am, and I try to be when it comes to my family and our unit, is we all try to be there for each other.
Yeah.
Because, my mother was from the South.
Okay.
So they always felt like they was against the rest of the world. It was them against the rest of the world. So that's how we was raised, you know what I mean?
Wow. That's dope. That's dope. I know about big families, too. My grandparents had 19 kids. You know what I'm saying? 18, 19 kids, man. So over 100 of us cousins. You know what I'm saying?
And people don't believe it. Like, that's really your I got a cousin.
Yeah, that's
and
dope.
Then with my nephews, we don't really call them nephew or cousins. Like, they my nephew. Because me and my cousins was raised like brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
We weren't like cousins from over there. So, you might be my real cousin, but you really my nephew because your sister and your mother and I lived together at some point every single day. And it ain't no difference. Yeah. So imagine 10 brothers. My mother had 10 brothers and sisters. And 13, it was 13 of them, like you. Yeah. And you said 100 cousins. We got 100 cousins.
Yeah. A bunch of us, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have that many kids, it's going to be a lot of cousins after that, because they all have 5, 6 kids apiece. Yeah. Then now the kids is having kids. Right. So, yeah. So, like you said earlier, growing up in this neighborhood, at first it wasn't about, like, gangs and stuff like that. People in your neighborhood was, like, hustlers and players, and y'all used to, have your own little thing, going on in Arlington where y'all was just about getting money and hustling, right? Yeah. Before the gangs came about.
Nah, it was when the gangs was about, we kind of had, to complete the story, about 80 to hit. While we was at Horseman. And that was like the first time the beef between the ROLLIN 60s and A-Trays kicked off. That kicked off, and we was a part of that. Okay. But then once we left Horseman and started going to Crenshaw, it wasn't like that was all the way where we was focused on.
Yeah.
So I would say about the end of the 9th grade that summer, we kind of wasn't in it every day because our hood is so big, the front hood of our homies always dealt with that beef more. We dealt with the beef on the side with the V&Gs because we were close to the V&Gs and dealing with the park. The homies on the other side dealt with the 6 Deuce Brims and the A-Tray Gangsters. And then the homies in the back and the Overhills and Bryant and 10th Avenue dealt with the Inglewood families and all that. And so it kind of went like that.
Wow. Okay.
So it was sectioned off. So, but then we got, like I say, around about 9th grade, summer in the 9th grade, going to 10th. It was that summer we went back to kind of like more like popping, partying, players, getting money, and then we kind of like went into that phase. But then you don't never know what the weekend will draw you back to. So the weekend can be like, whoop, somebody get popped, somebody get hit, and now we going.
Yeah.
And so being that we was the youngsters at that time, we was the ones that, you know what I mean, like America. America used their babies to go do their wars. 16, 17 years old, those are the ones who go do the wars. That's who go do the fighting. They send our kids to go fight for them.
Yeah, yeah. So what you say it was around like 16, 15, 16 when you really started getting heavy in the gangs and really started being a part of it? Okay.
No. We was in it before that. And kind of like gangs, like even today, your gang could be at rest.
Yeah.
If it's no beef.
Yeah.
That means you at rest. You can still be beefing with somebody, but nothing happens. It only take one dude to get out of jail, get out of YA, you know what I mean, come home from the county jail, and now he sees somebody, he smack him. Now it's on for however long that goes. Yeah. And if you a kid and you come up in that area, and at that time, you expect it to go. Yeah. If you get put on, like you can get put on the hood on April 1st, and there's no beef. And then April 15th is beefing. Now, everybody's expecting, ain't you new? You did anything yet? You got to go. Yeah. And then sometimes you don't even need nobody to tell you to go. You motivated to go. So you looking at whoever can give you an opportunity to go. So it works both ways. So when it's on, it's on. When it's not, you just doing what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's our culture. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's our culture, you know what I mean? But that's how it was for us growing up, too. So sometime it'll be on, sometime it won't be on. Yeah, yeah. And then with us, being where we was, it was so many people. Like I said, it was VNGs, 6 Deuce Brim, Matrix Gangsters, the Hoovers, Inglewood Family, Crenshaw Mafia, you know, Neighborhood Pyrus and all that. Then you had, you know, so we surrounded by a lot. Yeah, you never know when it'll be on.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And at this time also, do you like remember the first time you had to deal with like you know, YA or getting sent to juvenile hall?
Never went to YA.
Okay.
I was one of them. I consider myself one of the smart ones.
Okay.
Because see, I'm different than everybody else. I was gonna get a whooping.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of my homies and my cousins weren't gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
I grew up with the belt.
Man.
I grew up with the, oh, you about to get you about to get a whooping. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the one that was not gonna get a whooping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so my mother was like I said, my mother kind of like, man, she was really stout. You know what I mean? Like she's still the rock of our family. You know what I mean? And so with me, it was expectations. You know what I mean? To be. That's why I don't have no tattoos. I don't have no tattoos. I didn't smoke drugs. I mean, didn't use drugs, didn't smoke, didn't do none of that because of how strong she was. It wasn't because really a lot of my convictions. It was me because me and her, and she asked me not to do it. I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like a mama's boy, really, in a lot of ways because she asked me not to use drugs. I didn't do it. She told me don't get no tattoos. I didn't do it. You know, it's things she asked me not to do. She didn't know what gangbanging was. Wow. She had no clue. You know what I mean? So if she'd have said that, I probably wouldn't have did it, but I'd have found a way not to been so deep in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, you know, no, my mom was my mother was, she was really stout. You know what I mean? I tried not to ever disrespect her. You know what I mean? So the things she asked me not to do, I didn't do.
Okay. Wow. That's a strong mother right there, man. You know,
she's a beautiful person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also to like, you know, at that time being in the streets and just being raised by your mother and just have that level of respect, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things people don't understand. Us who come from the hood, we have a lot of respect for our mothers. You know what I'm saying? Who raised us and everything like that. So that's dope. That's dope. So around this time too, around 14 years old, you ended up getting shot at some point, right?
Yeah, my first time getting shot was about 80. I don't know how. I always tell the story, and I always see online, they say, he lying. Well, I don't know when my first time I got shot was in the Five Deuce. I was me, Q-Bone from Five Deuce, BGC. Okay. We in their neighborhood. And it, you know, like, if you're in your neighborhood, you can't do something, so you call somebody else to come do something because the people know you. Yeah. So we came over to do that. This had to have been like 80, 81. I would say 80, 81. And we came over there, we hanging out with the homies, and it go down, then I get shot right here. My first time getting shot. So I was about 14 or 15, and it just went from there. Yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't go to the doctor, none of that. You know what I mean? So we went to the homie house, and I'm like, how am I explaining this to my mama? Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't even go home. Damn. So I had to stay at my cousin in house, beg her to let me stay at my cousin in house for 2 days, And you know what I'm saying? And so she like went for it and eventually, no, I know I was 15 because then by the end of that summer, I was kicked out of the state of California.
Yeah.
Or was it the next year? I got to ask Cubone.
Okay. But that wasn't even the last time you've been shot like around almost 6-7 times, right?
7 different times.
Damn.
7 different incidents, yeah.
Damn. And this was like all through your teen years and everything?
Yeah. But the last time I got shot was before I went and did the 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last time. When I was 21.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, as we know, you never know, coming up in L.A. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a situation myself where I got stabbed, with all my brother and cousins, and out there got into a big situation, and, you just never know. And kind of speaking on that, we just had a, situation that I also talked to Ralphie about when he was here, the situation that happened with PNB ROCK at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. When it come down to that situation and everything like that, what are your thoughts on what happened to PNB?
I mean, it could happen to everybody. Just to be honest with you, I spoke on that. It's about greed. You know what I mean? Greed, envy, same thing I did. I mean, I did that. I was on the other side of, I grew up and I lived on the other side of what PNB ROCK was. And we, in our lost mentality, we didn't see it like I see it now as an adult. So I would be remiss to speak of it, of how it was, because remiss to speak of it now, to speak to a kid, because I was that kid before. I was that person younger. And then when you hear the politics of it, you hear that the father may have had something to do with it. And that's foreign to me. That part is foreign to me because you're telling your offspring to go do something, and it's not sending them to war, it's sending them to go rob something. But I mean, we in L.A., when I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from L.A. who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry, who real killers. Like, who really real killers. Like, if he ever find out who did that, he gonna knock everybody down. You understand what I'm saying? You just caught slipping. That's how it is. You know what I mean? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, why do it? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just about, sometimes it's about respecting, yourself and then trying to get home. Yeah. So, I mean, I hear a lot of back and forth on that. But, I mean, I don't know that it's a perfect answer other than me, myself, I check in. Yeah. And in certain places, I'm going to tell a dude if they check in with me, no, I don't think you should go there now. Yeah. I mean, he might want to go to the other one.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it seemed like anybody that I speak to or that's from L.A. kind of like have an understanding when it come down to, the checking in situation, no matter who I speak to, no matter who sit down at this table. But it seemed like a lot of outsiders have a different understanding of that when it come down to speaking on that. So can you kind of like go into that a little bit more in depth and let people understand what you mean by that when you say checking in?
When I say that, I mean exactly what I said. Yeah. There ain't no sugarcoating, there ain't no nothing in. It ain't not one human being that's not gonna check in. Let me give you on a bigger scale. The United States of America and all these countries have what is called airspace. Yeah. If you invade their airspace with a plane, they consider that an act of war. If you want to come in their airspace, you're going to check in. You can choose not to, and it's going to be a problem. If dudes come and you move it in a certain way, if you choose not to check in, you suffer the consequences. You feel like you got something that's bigger than what's there. And because I do it, it's foreign to me to hear people speak how I'm not going to check in, but then that's the ignorant dude. Because that's the dude who wants the internet fame. Any real dude that's ever really been in L.A., he checked in. Any real dude that's ever been in Atlanta, he checked in. If you moving and you getting money, you going to check in because you need to know the right places to be and places not to be. That's a businessman. Yeah. So I mean, but shit, some people feel like I am who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and let me say this too though. To speak to P, I don't want to say his name, PNB ROCK.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the case with him. I think he was living here so long, he felt like he knew the place, and that's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think his situation is a checking in situation. He been living here. He know the people. He kind of know how to move. He just got caught slipping, if you ask me. Could happen to me tomorrow. So I don't think his is a real, like, quote unquote checking in and not checking in.
Gotcha.
Because when you move here and you now call this home, shit, you checked in. You like, this home. I ain't no visitor no more. Like, I live with y'all. Yeah. I'm one of y'all. Hey, I'm one of y'all. You know, like, keep 100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think his situation was that.
Yeah, got you. I mean, hey, words from the man right here, you know. And like I said, you know, it's hard when you come up out here to like disagree with anything that you said right now. You know, this is something that we've been saying from the jump, but
right.
You know. So back to your story, going back to you know, you and your teenage years and everything like that. So as you said, you went to Crenshaw High, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like going to Crenshaw? And you went in the 80s, right? Crenshaw High?
Yep.
Yeah, because my mom went to
Damn,
Crenshaw
bro,
High
you ain't
too.
gotta make me that old.
I was mentioning because my mom, she went to Crenshaw in the 80s too.
No, I like being old. I'm not one of them.
I mean, that's still young, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, get me old, dog.
You know, my mom's still out here traveling. She living younger than me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I'm not the dude that's mad at being old. I love it, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, I seen it and y'all got to see it.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got to figure it out.
Real talk.
You know, I was hip hop before y'all became hip.
Man, that's what's up. So going to Crenshaw, what was that like? You know, being a known gang member and everything like that. Did that have any effect on anything?
No. See, it goes back. See, it wasn't really no lot of gang members.
Okay.
See, y'all grew up in the era of the gang members.
Yeah.
When I was at Crenshaw, we was the gang members. And we was the minority. Like it was like Crenshaw. When I was going to Crenshaw is like it is today. It was less gang members than anywhere. Like right now, it's only like maybe 500 kids at Crenshaw. It's probably the safest place on planet Earth because the numbers are so low. And it's not no gang members there. And when I was going there in the 80s, you knew the gang members. Yeah. And it was frowned on. So when I was going to school, if you was sagging, people was looking at you like, oh, you a gangbanger? So we was getting that.
Yeah.
Y'all grew up in the era where everybody's a gang member. Everybody's sagging. Somebody, mom and daddy this, they inherited from their mom and daddies and uncles and cousins. See, y'all grew up in that era. I grew up in the era, if you go over a girl house to eat, you had to pull your pants up. A girl like, can you pull your pants up before my mama? You know what I'm saying? Then you had your blue rag and you like, so, you know, it was different. It wasn't no gangs. It was definitely gangs at every school, but it was, you knew who they were.
Yeah.
In y'all era, everybody and their mama's affiliated, like literally affiliated.
Yeah. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah.
Especially 'cause I grew up in the 90s. Well, you know, teenage years more in, you know, early 2000s, but yeah, grew up basically in the 90s. So yeah, that was straight, you know, gang banging era. You know, around that time too, when you was growing up, you know, just to kind of like go over it a little bit, because I know what it was when it come down to that. What was your experiences dealing with the LAPD and police department at that time? You know, being in LA.
It wasn't no experience. You had no experience. They was LAPD. They was white boys doing their thing, pushing their line, and they did it with no hesitation. That was it. The police department for us back then was all white. You know what I'm saying? It's changed now. Now it's white and man. Now it's all white and Hispanic. Yeah. So it's different. It ain't changed, you know, in no better way, but it's the same.
Yeah, definitely. And eventually, sometime around this time or a little bit later, you ended up having some type of legal issues, right? Where they was trying to give you 56 years or something like that. They were trying to give you some heavy time.
Called a case.
Okay. Okay. So you mind kind of like going into what led to that situation happening, or you really don't? Yeah.
Call the case. Like everybody else. Did 13 years. You know what I mean? Did 13 years, and that was it.
Yeah.
Came home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, really, I would say, because that really not the case. It's prison. Because prison is where I established who I would be now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where I was able to formulate the person I am today from years of studying, discipline, reading. Reading was the key. You know what I mean? And studying old leaders, Thutmose, you know, Genghis Khan, all of the great ones, you know what I mean? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
And that was the book that changed, because you said you read a book that changed your life while you was in prison.
No.
Okay.
I read Malcolm X's autobiography, but that took me to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And but it was that time that, you know what I mean, led to where we are today, to be able to do the things that I'm doing today. And in saying that, it's like, it's about really fulfilling a legacy that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. Yeah. And what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is doing and being a proper example, and doing that, but doing it from all different levels and all different angles. Not just you have to go join the Nation of Islam, not that you just got to be this, be that, but just really just work, doing the work. Yeah. And that's what prison gave me, just, you know, sitting on the yard, studying, dealing with the politics, and then coming out unscathed. You know, then you get to where at 55 years old, and being whatever age you and whoever else be, what is your purpose? See, the question is, what is your purpose in life? Like, my purpose to me is to help people, and to help people be great. Not just one person, not just any. My job is, and I think I've been good at it, is helping people be who they want to be. I haven't never, up until maybe the last, right before COVID, promoted Big U. It was always, I don't do rap music, I don't rap, sing, do none of that, dance, none of that. I help people. I've been good at helping people get to where they want. Yeah. My first person was Pop LQ, Laquan. Then Corrupt. I helped Corrupt become Corrupt. You know what I mean? And then, and that's why he thanked me in all his music while I was gone. Because I've always helped people excel in what they want to do and become and reach their dreams. Then Corrupt, then Nipsey, then I dealt with Game, I dealt with Sean Kingston. I pushed Sean Kingston for a lot of years. People don't know about that. We was on the road with Young Bird for a little while, listening to him, watching his success. Yeah. And but if just being instrumental in giving people a word of advice on how to grow and how to build, and not being that, because you could be two things. You could be a negative force to people, or you can be a positive force to people. Yeah. I choose to be the positive force. Yeah. But if people choose to recognize the only negative off of the feudal lies that you hear, that's where we are in this society. I just was talking to somebody, and we was talking about legacy. And I'm saying that they didn't recognize Martin Luther King's legacy until he was dead. They didn't quote Martin Luther King. The FBI hunted him. Every state, no state wanted him to come in and speak. Yeah. They didn't want him to do nothing that would be positive. They didn't think he was doing nothing that was positive. And then now they recognize him. Man. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So why would I be any different? Yeah. There's no way I could be any different. I got to go through the same bull crap, but I got to be the one to still continue to lead by an example. Yeah. I got to be the one to say, look, no matter what they saying, because ain't none of it true, I'm going to still keep doing, I'm going to keep putting this product out here. You got a kid want to do this, let's help them do that. My successes speak for themselves. I have graduated this year and last year 9 black men. 9 black men.
Just gotta give you.
You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's
that
dope.
played football with my youngest son. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I brought them up. They call me uncle. They call me pops. They call me all that. Yeah. That's my success. That's my story. You know what I mean? To be able to say I did that in L.A.
Yeah.
In South Central L.A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me give you something, and this for your podcast. They'll talk about me like they'll talk about Tookie. They'll talk about Monster Cody. They'll talk about Bugsy Malone, and they'll talk about all these other gangsters or whatever have you over the years. But what they won't ever be able to say is those brothers didn't turn the corner like I did and help other people. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't turn the corner. That's what separates me from them. Because I can say, I helped this person become who he wanted to be. I graduated babies from school. Them babies that I graduated and I'm still continuing to help and get in school and I'm doing right now can become any and everything they want to become. Yeah. Our next lawyers, our next doctors, our next whatever have you. Because that's what they didn't have to go through. And what people fail to realize when they shit on me and talk about me is they don't know how many times I drove to these schools and these kids was ready to come home. They don't know how many times I done sent money and drove up there and how many cars I done gave to them and sent them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But because I never publicized it, because if you want them points, you want that in the day of Yama Kiyama, that's how you get it. They ain't my kids. But all my son's best friends that played with him from that 5th grade, all love me to death because I helped them. We got some that didn't go to college, that's got their own business, clothing business, doing podcasts. I helped do all that.
Stop.
You know what I mean? I got a clothing store that's open to them at all times. But, and I say what separates Big U. What separates me? That's what separates me. Because I can say I gave it to somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Did a lot of stuff. So when my period is done and my story is told, it'll be said, nobody outdid me because I still work to this day. I got babies right now. I coach to this day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That I help their mothers. I help them. I help give back. If it's a question you don't know, I got a son that's the #1 defensive player in the country. You know what I mean? Play against SC in a couple of days. You feel me? And his name is Dayon Henley. You don't get that if you're not doing the work.
Man, that's real.
You know what I mean? You don't get that if you're not doing the work.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. And when it come down to like everything that you know, because nobody could take away what you have been doing, you know, definitely, especially since, like you said, since you've been out of prison and everything like that, the work you've been putting in. And I know one time you mentioned why you was in prison, because you have a huge imprint in music too. So you did mention before why you was in prison. When it come down to like the way Death Row and SUGE KNIGHT was moving around here, if you was out, he wouldn't have been moving around like that, because you want to move more in a positive direction, and it would have been different. You know, is that what you kind of meant by that?
No. Okay. I don't really go visit that, because that's still a negative thing.
Got you.
You know, because then I got to keep educating people living for, you know what I mean? That's kind of like I'm past that. You know what I mean? Like,
got you.
If you can't understand it, you ain't going to understand it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it was like I'm tired of like revisiting bullshit.
Got you.
You know what I mean? I got to stay with something else. That is what it is. Sugar's my friend. We still talk to this day. So if he don't have a problem with what I say, I don't address that shit no more. Got you.
Hey, enough said. So just to touch on a couple of things and everything like that, when you first got out of prison and up until now, what's your main goal? Like, you spoke on a lot, but what is like your goals that you want to accomplish?
Was to put it like this. When I went to prison, I learned about the hereafter.
Yeah.
So my main goal is to make sure I get enough points to get into the day of Yama Kiyama. I mean, on the day of Yama Kiyama to get into heaven if it's one.
Yeah.
So that's my main goal.
Yeah.
I never tried to be wealthy. You know what I mean? That ain't my drive, how much money I got. Because I'm going to give it away. I'm probably the only one dude who realized on the day of my death, I can't take nothing with me. So, you know what I mean? I leave my kids a great name. And that's what I came home to do. Leave a great name, a solid foundation for my kids. And my kids can write stories and books about me. But when I came home, bro, I really came home to deal and build the Crenshaw community. Because you know how you talk. If you was in jail with me, you would understand. When I was in there, I used to always hear about Watts. It was Watts, Compton, Long Beach. You know what I mean? And we was South Central.
Yeah.
So when I came home, my whole mentality was, Crenshaw.
Yeah.
We from right here. You got the Crenshaw movies, you got the Crenshaw this, you got Crenshaw. So when I came home, that's what I came home to do.
Man.
To build our community.
That's dope. That's dope, man. You know, and I just want you to know when it come down to us who are in LA and can see what's going on and everything like that, it's nothing but mad respect, you know. And when it come down to this question, and then after this question, you know, we're gonna move on from it. But I want to leave you with the space to answer it if you want. But it have been things that we know what's up, but it's been a lot of negativity out there from people like Charleston White and the stuff that came out about WAK and everything like that. When it come down to Charleston White, first and foremost, the things that he said about you.
Him. I don't even know nothing about
so you
him.
have nothing.
I don't even know nothing he said. I can't.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah.
I have no clue who this dude is. I heard his name, and he don't know me. He ain't from here, so how could I speak on him? I can't speak on nothing this dude say.
Gotcha.
I don't study him. I don't have no clue.
Yeah.
He ain't even worthy, bro. Keep 100.
Got you. Hey, that's enough said when it come down to that. And when it come down to like the WAK situation, is everything cool with that, or that ain't nothing you?
You know it ain't cool.
Well?
Now I can speak on that. I mean,
Okay.
you would ask me that.
Okay.
I only got one thing to say.
Yeah.
This lane talks about. This is the most beautiful thing. People just lie, and it kills me is how y'all allow people, not you, the people out there allow somebody to continuously tell lies. Let me address this one. I addressed the other one about developing options. I'm gonna address this one. I'm gonna give you this one.
Okay.
One, I have never been to Alan Grunblatt's office about a deal. I just heard about this one too. For WAK 100 company, because you can't do that. If you know the music business, and I'm pretty sure you do, in the podcast business, nobody can go get nobody's contract. That's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard. And two, since I ain't never done it. Three, boy can't come tell me to bow down to nothing. If I went to go get something, me and Suge, do the math. So me and Suge is scared of WAK? I don't know. But secondly, why would who on his roster would I be trying to go get? At what time did this supposed to happen? This would have been happened before he had Blueface. So the only person in his roster he would have had would have been who? Game? That's my nephew. He ain't had no hitting song. Ray J album under him flopped. Okay, do the math. Because now they know I'll be hearing them say, pull out receipts. Secondly, he's the master of phone recording. Why he ain't got me recorded apologizing to him or saying, why he ain't got a text message from me and him talking about this? But then I just wanted to address that because that is the most ridiculous shit I didn't heard ever. Bruh, if I go to, everybody know me, I'm a taker. If I go to take something from you, nigga, I'm not finna apologize to you. If I drop down to that level and go do something, I'm doing it. Secondly, why he ain't got Alan Grunblatt on here saying, Big U came in my office and we checked on the phone, and because that's Alan Grunblatt's talk.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that just goes to say, man, listen, man, some people sell their soul to be on. You know what I mean? I don't have no business with WAK 100, bruh. And guess what? He failed to realize, and y'all failed to realize, I was dealing with Alan Grunblatt way before I even knew WAK 100. If you go look at Nipsey's first album that we released with Epic, it was produced by Alan. It was pushed out by Alan Grunblatt. It was pushed out by Koch. So I knew Alan before he knew Alan. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I want to address from that. Just the continuous lies. You know what I mean? Some people sell their souls to tell lies, and it's gonna go out like that. But I'm gonna address that. Another continuous lie. You know what I mean? I ain't never tried to get nothing from nobody. Never went to go with nobody's album, and I damn sure apologize to nobody that you know what I mean? Come on. I'm going to move how I'm going to move, and I ain't never went to go with nobody's. That's the silliest stuff in the world. How long you been in? Let me ask you a question now.
Yes, sir.
How long you been in this business?
Podcast business? About like 9 months. I've been actually doing videos for about a year and a half, but 9 months in the podcast
And
business.
in your knowledge of the music business, has anybody ever went and took anybody's contract?
Took? Nah.
Okay. Secondly, is that even possible? And thirdly, what did he say we went to go get? Exactly. No, but look, man, look. Just remember this, and this is what I want you to put in caption.
Okay.
My name is the caption name now. You got to say Big U and something. If you on the West Coast, you got to say Big U this, Big U that, and you got to put the hashtag in YouTube, and you'll get a bunch of hits. I gotta live with it. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. They'll come out tomorrow and they'll say, Big U said wooty woo. I go on my Instagram. Big U said wooty woo. They making a lot of money off of this shit. These dudes is making a lot of money off of disrespecting the culture. That's what it is. It's about disrespecting the culture. It's not helping the culture. It's not building the culture. It's disrespecting the culture. They lie all day long. You know what I mean? And it ain't going to stop tomorrow. But I can tell you this much. If I went to go take something from somebody, what a receipt at? And then how you do it? Anytime you finna get a contract, don't you need a contract?
Man, straight up.
Wouldn't there be a contract with my name somewhere where I'm saying, and Suge said, sign this over to me?
Yeah.
Oh, people out there, where's my camera at? Is this the camera?
That's right there.
Y'all need to stop going for the horse in the, what they call it, banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Every time y'all listen to them stupid ass lies, you got a banana in your tailpipe.
Man.
You got a banana in your tailpipe.
Man, I got it. I gotta go pump it. Hey, man. Hey, word from the man. You know. So, man. All right. I think that's enough said with that situation. You know. Yeah. And to be real, Big U, like you one of the guys out there. I noticed never is in the middle of anything. You stay out of everything. I could really say from all the individuals I see out there that does, content and that's pretty popular on YouTube and everything like that, I never really hear anything, from you. You stay in your lane. So I respect that. That's why, you addressing it, that's enough said, when it comes down to it. So
I'm not a content creator. I'm not gonna never sell my soul. I try to respect everybody. For me to disrespect anybody, you got to disrespect me first. And that's another thing. If the man ain't never disrespected me, why the fuck would I go disrespect him? If you disrespect me, any man, I'm going to disrespect you to the fullest and I'm going to stand on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have never changed. I'm not going to change. I'm 55 years old. I like being 55 years old. I train every day. I'm still blessed with these things. Allah got me healthy and strong. You know what I mean? You seen how I walked in here. Yeah. I'm cutting weight like I'm getting ready to go into a different situation. I'm 40 pounds down now from what I was a couple of months ago. Yeah. I work out every day and I train every day, bro. But that does not change the fact that I would never disrespect you and nobody else. In no way. And you couldn't get me to go disrespect nobody that didn't disrespect me. So if people building it off, they building it off of that, bro. I don't know. Like you said, you asked me about the other dude, Charleston White. Feast to be Allah. Let him do what he gonna do, bro. Allah got to deal with that. He got to deal with Allah. Because I'm not gonna disrespect him and nobody else to get no likes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if they want to disrespect me, that's cool. You know, I don't care about that shit, man. Because if I see you, I'm going to demo on you. I'm going to take the case. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm going to demo. I'm going to take the case. Dog, that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, man, I'm going to keep helping, building kids, helping people. I'm too good at that. Yeah. I am very good at helping people reach their dreams. Let me say that again. Big U is very good at helping people reach their dreams.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So take that from that. And I ain't never stole nothing from nobody, period. I don't know how to do it. Yeah. I took it all. No, I'm saying.
You know, and on the lighter side, you know, you came up in here, you came up, I was like, okay, Big, you been working out. Let me make sure he know we friends. What's up, Big? What's up, Big? Big, you been working out.
Now, I do got a challenge, though. Yeah. You can put this in caption. I got a challenge for you youngsters when it come to that backyard with me, though. You got to come 2 days in a row. You can't come one and survive. You got to come 2 days in a row. It's to come back, you know what I'm saying, that really means something. But nah, man, I just want to say, though, and I want to get this music thing, too, because I got my artists here. Yeah. I want to say this, though. We as a people got to do better. The culture got to do better. I know it's a lot of people out there who ain't never made it to the west or the east, and you just watching the stuff that these dudes, these buffoons are doing. You got to be responsible for what you pumping up, too. Because if you're watching this content and you liking this content, you're adding to what they doing. You know what I mean? And I tell my people all the time, man, I never watch cop shows. Because I ain't want to give them no points. I didn't watch CSI, this, and I didn't watch none of that shit. Because it destroys the jury pool if you fighting a case. It used to kill me when I'd be in prison, see dudes in prison watching cop shows. Guess what, if you had to go there but pick a jury, they gonna think your ass guilty just because they... But nah, I say that as an elder and somebody who's watching the culture, we got to do better. Y'all got to do better. I got to do better. Putting out better content, more respectful content. You know what I mean? And stop lying on Big U. You know what I mean? Man. I got enough bullshit going on my own.
Man. Well, we're going to bring your artists. Before we bring them in, I just want to ask one question. Can you tell the people really quick about your football league and your nonprofit programs and stuff? Really quick, just let them know about that.
All of it's together. It's Development Option. It's My Love. It's what we do. We have a football program. We have gang intervention. We also do music. We also help kids. It's about helping the community. We are primarily Christian community, although we're growing in different states right now to help other people in other states. It's work. It's like a bunch of men from our area coming to help kids in any way we can do it. It's really just what it is. And
dope.
It's not only us doing it. It's about 45 different organizations that do the same thing we do. They just don't kind of do it on the sports side and the kids side as well as we do it, or as big as we do it. But they actually do it. It's a lot of them. Shouts out to all the people who do it. But I like to say that when I came home, I helped to forge the blueprint and change the way these the programs are done. Okay. And when I came home and I started doing it, they allowed me to put my stamp on it and to make it more respectful in the way it's done now. And they allowed me to do that. And I got to shout out the city, because the city, that's who our contracts is with, allowed me to introduce different stuff, start doing sports, and they start funding that. So a lot of the work we do and the success we've had has come from the city doing it, helping us do it.
Dope. That's what's up, man. That's what it's all about right there, man. Being there for the youth and doing the things that you're doing. So appreciate that, man. Appreciate that with you. All right, now, so this is going to be some of your artists from Unique Entertainment, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, yeah. All right, so we got Unique Entertainment in the building. So you mind introducing yourselves?
Yeah, it's your boy Critically Acclaim.
I'm Feezy LeBron, you know.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Feel mine a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me know a little bit about yourselves. Like you're a rapper, singer, and things like that, and what type of music you do.
Yeah, write, produce, you know what I'm saying? Rap, of course, you know what I'm saying? just all around music, just, you know what I'm saying, in the lab cooking, getting it going crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I write, rap, you know, do a little bit of everything. You know, got tapes out, you know, Breakup Party out right now. Y'all check that out.
Dope. Breakout Party, that's your single?
Breakup Party, yeah.
Breakup Party.
Yeah, I probably said breakout, but I mean breakup.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Breakup Party. What's the meaning behind that, Breakup Party?
It's like when you, that point when you getting over somebody and you gotta like push yourself to move on to some different shit. So like most people I know that go through shit like that, they turn up. You
Gotcha.
feel me? As a way, you know, instead of dealing with the pain and all that bullshit. So, you know, they go up. So it's a breakup party.
Okay.
That's
That's what I'm
hard.
talking about. That's what's up. Yeah. So where y'all from? Sorry, where you from?
I'm from Crenshaw,
Okay.
you know, South Central, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born back. I'm back and forth from LAIE, so, you know.
Oh, the IE?
Yeah,
What
IE,
part?
Moreno Valley.
Nah.
Yeah, come on,
I went to Moreno Valley High for high school.
Oh, you did?
I was out here. My mom was like, "You gotta go.
Oh.
You ain't going to high school out here."
Right, you was a Viking.
Yeah, I was a Viking.
Come on,
Moreno
man.
Valley High, man. Graduated,
Yeah, that's
man,
dope.
from there. That's what's
dope,
up.
yeah.
That's what's
I
up,
went to
man.
Canyon. I went to Canyon.
You went to Canyon on rival?
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. It was just
Man,
Yeah,
that's,
like, you know, oh, this nigga's a Viking. I got to go. End of interview. This I like it.
nah, that's
No,
what's
all
up.
love,
That's what's
man.
up, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. So, how did y'all, connect with Big U when it come down to, working on, him with music and everything like that? Starting with you.
Oh, shit. For me, man, it was just grinding. Like, you know what I mean? Just like he said earlier in the interview, like, he a man about helping people, man, be who they want to be. So, you know what I mean? I wanted them testimonies, basically, you know what I mean? Like, somebody that definitely was, like, not taking no for him. Like, no, nigga, I'm coming over here every day. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm over here. I'm using your studio. Nigga, you going, hey, help me, Unc. I need some help on the beats, nigga. Who? You know what I mean? He always showed love and helped me, man. And like I said, I'm just one of them testimonies, you feel me?
That's what's up. That's what's up. I feel a little bit of like that. Do you come up in the church?
A little bit.
I feel like that
yeah.
passion
Little
behind
bit,
you. You know,
yeah.
like you about to start preaching on niggas.
Yeah,
up in
I
there.
will. I will.
Yeah,
I drop
yeah.
my line or two, you know.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Okay. What about yourself?
I met him when I was looking for a job, and I heard he was a cool guy. So they was like, go holler at Big U up the street. So I'm like, cool. At first, I was a little bit intimidated. But, you know, he ended up being a cool guy, you know. We've been working together ever since.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That is a total lie.
Wow, what's the story there?
That's a YouTube. That's a what did they call it?
Hey, if
Content
it's just a
creator?
YouTube, you feel me?
That's what they want to hear, huh?
That's what they want.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is stupid.
That's my real family, though, you know. He
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
raised us, you know.
That's my real
That's
blood.
what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that's blood. So you got the music all in you then. You've been around it your whole life.
Yeah, I ain't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
I changed his diapers.
Wow,
I didn't know
okay.
that.
I got
Okay.
pictures
That's
with
as
me.
blood as it
I didn't
gets.
know that.
Hey, I got pictures with me and him when I had a Jerry curl.
Oh, what? When he had the Jerry curl.
I got him when he was what? He might have been a
It's
week,
me.
2 weeks old.
Yeah, me and
Wow.
Lil U. He holding both of us.
Yeah,
The
him
drip
and
is
my
just
son.
coming down on us.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So when did y'all realize that, okay, I want to do this music thing? Was it like a rap that you bust out to Big U, or how did that like come about?
For me, yeah, it was like he was actually building unique music, you know what I'm saying, adding to it. So we had like a listening party, like where we could play our music, and you know what I'm saying. So one of the songs that I did, he liked it and was fucking with it. So like I said, man, once I seen what unique music had going on, what Unc had going on, and the things he did for the community, I was already I'm down. I'm here. You feel me? So it was easy for me to just kind of like be around that and as much, you know, knowledge as he got about the music. You know, bro was younger at the time, so we used to have to try to get this nigga to be in the lab, like, nah, five, like, nigga, you hard, like, you know what I mean? So he definitely was, you know what I mean, a part of that. Like, we just been doing it and been at it for a while.
Wow, that's dope.
You know what
That's
I mean?
dope. So at first you wasn't really trying to get into music. You was, or how did that work with you?
Yeah, for me, it was always my first love, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
With him,
yeah.
definitely.
Okay. Sometimes, hey, that's what happened like with Lil Baby. Sometimes that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? You can notice that star aura.
Yeah.
You know, around someone. It's like, nah, you got to do it. You know, and I mean, I mean, who know it better than, Big U? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
That's right.
saw that in you. So that's dope. That's dope. So what kind of like, what influenced you to like want to do music in the first place?
Just, nigga, you know how it is, just trying to be competitive and be good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you actually got an opportunity to work with good people and you create good sound, that's what you want. You want to be able to kind of like just be able to link with those people, make good music, and just be a part of the history. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when you able to leave your name etched in stone and a part of that history, you just want to kind of shoot for those stars.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you as the influence?
Man, shit, I always been a fan of music and shit. Like, I remember like high school, I used to like, you know how you leave yourself a voicemail? That was my way of like recording a nigga, like play a beat on my own voicemail and then rap on my shit and then call myself to hear the shit back. Crazy.
Dope.
But yeah, because we didn't really have like access to too many studios and all that. So then, I'm coming home and watching him work with Nip and put, Nip, on the scene. That's the first time we really like seen somebody around us like moving forward in music. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, besides that, it wasn't like really cool to just be the nigga that rap. Like nobody really wanted to be the nigga that rap. Like I rap, but I wouldn't tell nobody I was a rapper because that shit wasn't like cool. Yeah. Especially like for street niggas, it's like, oh, that nigga's a rapper. Yeah. I used to call nigga, oh, that nigga's a rapper. You feel me? Like that shit still don't sound cool on the low, but
Yeah.
But that's when he started being successful with Nip, you feel me? It changed how everybody looked at music, at least in our district. So we was just like, now you see like 20 niggas from our neighborhood all rappers. You feel me? You see new, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how that shit changed.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. You got to witness from like day one, like like you say, your unc, working with Nip and all of this. You got to see this, grind up and everything like that. What was that like being around that, at a young age?
It was crazy, bro, because it felt like I seen like the whole culture and everything like shift and shit, like from where niggas didn't wear red like that. I for sure didn't have no red in my closet. You feel me? And we kind of just like branched out and just like, Unc, like, y'all should wear Crenshaw shirts. Throw on Crenshaw, rep the Crenshaw brand. Now we got Crenshaw shirts in different colors. They wearing red Crenshaw shirts now, you feel me? Niggas is like stepping out to different shit. Like, it just was crazy, you feel me? Like, everybody grow.
Crenshaw weed.
Yeah. Man. No joke.
Yeah, I got some.
That's a good thing when the jars in.
Gone, yeah.
You feel me?
I got something for you though. We brought something for you.
For sure. Appreciate that.
Got some Crenshaw mini for you. I smoked mine. What you talking about? What?
Like, where is it at?
The man got and you know what is good? The man got an empty jar.
Yeah, it's fire.
He still ain't threw it away.
No, it's still
on to it. That's how you know.
Keep it.
I gotta at least show the jar. You know what I'm saying? Show
product placement.
I got some in the car though.
This jar gonna be a collector's item though, cause it's the very
definitely
first model, man. So y'all make sure y'all close up on this, man.
Logo and everything on it. That's one thing though about you, Big U, that I really respect, cause you mentioned that before. Like one thing that you didn't want in the music was a lot of the gang banging and all of those type of things. You wanted the music to sound good so you could get the deal and be able to be crossover and things like that. What was it that gave you that mentality when it came down to music to see how important it was to leave those type of things out the music?
Well, it was important primarily because I had just did 13 years with a bunch of dudes from every set. Bloods, Crips, Mexicans, whatever, whites, whatever. And if I would have came home and promoted the negativity, I'd have been a charlatan. All them years I did with them brothers would have been waste of time. Would have been just shit. Lack of a better way to say it. So then when I came home, I did the first 3 years studying under SUGE, and I just people miss that. They missed that I studied under SUGE for a long time, and so in doing that, I knew I wanted to put out something that everybody can enjoy. Like represent the hood, of course. Because it's the Crenshaw district. We want to say something, but you ain't got to diss everybody. Yeah. And then so it's especially like this was really like my baby, right? My nephew. and he really our family. I ain't want to see him dead in the street. So I want people to feel like they welcome. Yeah. You know, I did business with people from everywhere, so people can feel welcome in my house, in my home. I brought Suge to my house, Suge homie, all the dudes from every other set. You know, I brought them to my house. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to represent something different. I still try to do that to this day, represent a welcome instead of I don't go everywhere in LA, but I feel like I can because I'm not a threat to nobody. I never dissed nobody from the other sets. I try not to. And if I did, I humbly apologize. You know what I'm saying? If I do diss somebody. It'll be definitely by mistake. It wouldn't definitely be by design, you know. And that was what the music I like to put out.
Yeah.
You know?
Real talk, man. Real talk. Much respect to that, for real. Now, what I want to ask y'all, because y'all are, you know, more of the younger generation of music and everything like that. How do y'all feel about, like, the drill music scene? Is that the type of music y'all do, or y'all kind of in a different avenue when it come down to the music y'all presenting?
I fuck with it. I feel like all music is music. I ain't gonna knock one type of music because I don't do it. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? It is what it is. Drill is just a different type of music, just like how they had crunk. You feel me? Like that's their thing right now, and it's going up. You know, shout out all my drill rappers. Free that little nigga K-Flop.
Man.
You feel me?
Yeah. That's what's up. What type of music, like, what's more of your style?
I do a little bit of everything because I'm a writer, too.
Okay.
But, you know, I really like calm shit. You know, I like West Coast shit. You know, I'm from Cali. You know, me and Wiz got a couple joints that we smoke, too. Weed smoking joints, you know.
Nice.
But I do it all. I got club shit, a little bit of everything.
Nice. Dope. So, what about you? How do you feel about the scene? You know, and I say it because that's the most popular genre of music right now when it comes down to drill and everything like that. How you feel about that? And what would you say is your style of music?
Drill. I mean, I fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like you said, the genres is gonna change throughout the years. Yeah. Hip hop is evolving, so you know you're gonna get different things that people are gonna be competitive in. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we losing good artists that could have a great future in being an artist, but you know, at the end of the day, that, you know, hopefully that'll cease fire in itself. But for me, I'm West Coast hip hop. Like I'm from the grassroots of this shit, like the Corrupts, the Ice Cubes, the Dr. Dre's, the Exhibits, like, you know what I mean. And I'm also, you know what I mean, Criticality. I'm Criticality, so I'm you know what I mean. It's in the name, you know what I mean. Criticality acclaim. So for me, that's what I'm coming with. That's what you're gonna get from me. Is just good music, West Coast vibes, like.
That's dope. That's dope. As an exec in the game, Big U, and having your own label, you know, how do you feel about the drill music? You know, that's out nowadays. You know, what's popping right now.
I don't know the difference.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if he heard. I don't even know if he know what you talking about right now.
Trying to catch us like, what is this?
I was waiting for your answer too, nigga. Like, what he finna say?
No, I'm be honest with you, man. I have a distribution. So what Unique Music is now, we've evolved into distribution. So we actually distribute music. Like, I don't really sign people to the label no more. It's about distribution. Like, Distro Kid and the rest of them, you can load your music up, your videos, and we help push everybody for a very, very small percentage. So that's what Unique Music is right now. We have artists that signed us that we push and we promote. But I like one of them just said, it's all music. It's a form of music. It's a form of sound. I welcome it all. Because if your kids ain't out shooting somebody and hunting somebody, you know what I mean? They dissing a little, but, I mean, a lot, but, you know.
Yeah. At least they doing it in the studio because it'll still be going on regardless.
Yeah.
I figure it happens less if they inside the studio.
Yeah. Real talk. And I asked that too because, you know, right now in hip hop, I think that we're in a place right now where we really definitely had to, you know, continue to have conversations and stick together because we see people are now getting locked up for what they send in their music and all type of things that are going on. So, I mean, like, when it comes down to that, how you feel about that, Big U?
I'm going to be, okay, I was just speaking on that because we're trying to put something together to address that. With all the, how they throwing around these RICOs now, it's just another form of chattel slavery. You know, you start now to prosecute, charge these youngsters for ridiculous crimes that you would have never done before. Because we know that we can all be charged for murder right now. even though we know we were sitting right here in this moment, because it's about a trial of facts, seeing there's enough evidence. There's 1, 2 people say, "Nah, I seen him." That's enough to try you. But now a RICO is even less than that. A RICO doesn't require that. A RICO requires you haven't been committed a crime and me just talking to you on the phone, and then somebody else saying, "Oh, that's what they was talking about, that crime." So it's less to do that. You got Surf and them just got picked up for a RICO, and I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, I just
In
found
New
out.
Jersey, and you got
That's even with Gun. I think he was connected through a
Gun and
through a
them.
traffic ticket
Yeah.
on his RICO case.
So a lot of this stuff, the way they doing it now is just another form of slavery, and you got these prosecutors in one of these states trying to make their name off of the name that these kids done made for themselves, and that's the only way to say it. You got prosecutors trying to make their names off the names that these people have made for themselves, because actual prosecution means that you are being prosecuted for a crime. The RICO was in place to catch people who were above the people that was doing the crimes for them. Now you just arresting, people, and it's kind of like, I found a new stick. So now every state wants to use this new stick. And they would have never worked in L.A. because we ain't got the kind of rappers like that. You know what I mean? But they'll come.
Yeah.
They looked at Nip for that same reason, and looked at a couple of different people. But the it's just crazy the prosecuting the way they charging these kids. You know what I mean? And people don't understand the law enough to realize it.
Yeah. But we did just have, who was it? The mayor who came out and said, we taking that off the table.
He keeping it so 100.
in California,
the mayor,
yeah.
the California
Gotta
mayor, and the
respect that.
California district attorney are both keeping it so 100. It's pathetic. And I wouldn't have never expected that out of them. But I say that to say this: before them, we were fucked over so much. It's about damn time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I say this. Let me say this another thing too. Let me add you on this one. What we were able to do with Development Option and other organizations in the city was to get the gang qualification removed. Where they come in, they may label you as gang, then you can no longer use cow gangs. There is no cow gang in L.A. The system is gone. So you can't just walk up, police can't put you over, give you an FI card, and label you as a gang member no more. So we was able to get that removed. That is one of the single most biggest tools that they had to lock up men of color, the gang tag, and then to prosecute you and give you more time for gang enhancements. See, all of that's gone in California. And so a lot of states going to have to get to that. So they're going through what we went through first, and then eventually they're going to have to get back to where we are, because now we removed it, because it was so racist and so unfair. But I don't want to go into their time. That's for another time.
Yeah, just killing the people.
Yeah. I would like to also hear y'all thoughts on that too. I mean, because y'all out here, y'all in LA to add on it.
Them gang cards, they get them out. It ain't like they just give them out to young adults. They giving them out to kids. I remember getting those walking home from elementary. You feel me? Not knowing why I'm getting it, but they asking you where you stay, and wherever you stay, they tie you to that gang. So you feel me? They're like it's fucked up from a young age.
They kind of forcing niggas to join gangs. They kind of pushing you in that. You know what I mean? Already they putting that jacket on you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man, real talk. I mean, this is something that I think is important that, we talk about. You know what I'm saying? Us as not just as black men, but also trying to, do our thing in music and hip hop and all those type of things, I think is important. So, people should hear what we got to say at the end of the day, you know? Yeah, definitely. So, when it comes down to the transition, and I want to especially ask you, because this question, when it comes down to the transition from the streets to music, do you see a big difference, and is it hard for you a little bit, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a difference, and I ain't gonna say it's hard, but it's for sure not easy, because it's like, in the industry, you gotta carry yourself a certain way, and then you feel me, a yes, not really a yes. You feel me? You never know what the hell really going on, like, relationship-wise. You just gotta, like, move a certain way and just be experienced, know what to expect, know what's real. The biggest thing is knowing what's real and what's not. You feel me? In the industry, in the streets, knowing what's real and what's not. That's gonna be your biggest obstacle. Yeah. But other than that, you feel me? It's like everything else. It's a hustle you trying to make the most out of. Yeah. You feel me?
That's real talk, real talk. How do you? What about you? How do you feel about that? The transition.
Man, I mean, it just, you know, I've been told before, like, you can't do both. You know what I mean? And what I mean is, you can't push two lines. You know what I mean? You gotta work. You gotta focus on what you want the most of. You know what I mean? So when you focus on that, I feel like you gonna make the decision. If you love that, then you gonna go towards that. If not, then you know what I'm saying. You don't have no drive, no passion. You know what I mean? That's something that you gotta have in yourself. So for me, it's just like that. Like finding somebody like Big U, a mentor, somebody that could point you in the right direction and give you game to where you headed. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I did it. I just looked for somebody that could definitely help me move mountains when I need them to.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope. That's what's up. Got you. As we wrap, I just want to ask y'all a couple of more questions. One of the things that I want to ask is like, when it come down to like artists that are out there or artists that you may have, you know, looked at for inspiration, who are a couple of the artists that you looked at and it's like, okay, that artist inspired me and it makes me want to, you know, create more. You have an artist like that inspire you?
Off the dribble, I can name 3 real fast.
Okay.
Nip, rest in peace. He inspired us just because he's really from the hood, you know. Snoop, because this nigga goddamn international with Martha Stewart and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then my nigga Wiz, bro, because he like a fucking superstar, but he a regular nigga at the same time. So you feel me? I learned a lot from all 3.
Dope. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Shit, man, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm a definitely like Pac fan. So a lot of, you know what I mean. A lot of my drive Tupac for sure. DMX, like high energy niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Who else can I say like that really make me feel like damn, them motherfuckers is gas? And Nip for sure. Like Nip is like the hip hop Kobe, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga music is like timeless. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like that's definitely something that I feel like we as West Coast artists, we like, yo, we going back in that direction. Yeah. Like it's West, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like nigga, for sure it's drill. You talk about drill and shit. Like yo, the West is back. Like don't get it twisted. Like everybody talking about us. Everybody want to know what's going on over here. So that only mean one thing.
Real talk. That's what's up. You ain't lying. You ain't lying about that. Now, either one of y'all got a quick 8, or y'all both wanna, you know, quick 8, quick 16.
I mean, they can come. Hey, look, y'all know. Look, go get our shit, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them to go download that breakup party. Yeah, it's out everywhere on iTunes, all platforms, Spotify, man. Follow up on IG, Feezy LeBron. Y'all show up on my live, man. I'll give y'all a live one, man. Live show.
Dope.
There you go.
Dope.
Shit, for me, I got a new project coming out called Don't Be Shy. Go get that. I got the video coming out next week. I mean, you know, we pushing, man. Like, we definitely pushing this fine line. Like, unique music is you know what I mean? It's unique world order, you hear me?
Yeah, dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. Real talk. Let the people know where they can find y'all. Y'all IGs or anything like that?
At the Only Criticality, you know what I'm saying? IG, everything Criticality.
Yeah.
You can find me and follow me, because just don't follow me. Feezy_LeBron on IG. On Spotify and everything else is just Feezy. You feel me? Look for the nigga with the, you know, the dreads and the blonde shit hanging. You feel me? Yeah. Tap in.
Real talk. Any shout out to anything, Big U? You know?
Be successful. Be honest. Be truthful. And that's it.
And don't get caught with your jaws down.
All right, it's your boy Paul B, Big U, Unique Entertainment. We are out of here. Love you all.
Yeah.
Yo,
I had to show